So hello comic fans, or welcome to Comic Card Lover. And today's video is a little bit different from my previous videos because um, I'm going to feature magic cards or MTG cards, Magic the Gathering. Yes, for those of you who don't know, because I'm also a Magic player and started playing this game on 2017. Yes, and my format is Commander, EDH Commander. So I've seen so many deck techs in YouTube videos. So I just thought that I should I should make one. So here it is. This is my Genie Fay Jetmir's second EDH deck. Yan. So let's start. First, the ramp spells. So I got 8. So I got 8 ramp spells. This is the Rampant Growth, Kodama's Reach, Farseek, Explosive Vegetation. This is the usual ramp. Cultivate, Migration Path, Beneath the Sands. So Migration Path and Beneath the Sands they're quite the same because it has a option of cycling. So if you have so many lands, you have the option to just cycle this and just draw a card. So for Migration Path, it searches for 2 basic land cards here. Just the slow. This is the slow ramp. Yes. So and of course Sol Ring. Every commander EDH should have a Sol Ring. So I only have 8, but because because this deck it can make it has so many token makers. So I didn't put too much ram spells on this one because we'll be making treasures instead. So forgot to cite the ability of Genie Fay. So if this commander, if you would create one or more tokens, you may instead create that many 2/2 green cat creature tokens with haste, or that many 3/1 um, green dog creature tokens with vigilance. So it's a very powerful token deck. One of my favorite token decks. So we will have to, for this one, you just have to first you have to ramp and then be aggressive and create so many tokens, uh, cat and dog tokens. Then we have to be aggressive. So we have to attack as early as possible. So next is the token makers. I got Elspeth Tirel. Yes. Second, the negative, the -2 would be create uh, 3 soldier, 3/1/1 soldier. So if Genie Fay is out, you would have to, instead of a 1/1, you have the option to choose between a 2/2 green cat or a 3/1 green dog creature with vigilance. So it is very important. Okay. Token generators. Next is Springjack Shepherd. So for this one, you just have to have the devotion of to white. You have to put so many white permanents before you have to take advantage of the ability of Springjack Shepherd. But imagine if you have devotion to white for 8, then you have to, when you cast this, you will put 801 white coat. But if you have Genie Fay, you have the option to choose a 2/2 green cat or a 3/1 green dog creature with vigilance. So this is a very powerful. It's only it has a mana value of 4, 3 generic and 1 white. So you have to make sure that Genie Fay would stay so in the battlefield. Next is search the premises. Yeah. So since we have to be aggressive, so you will be attacking more often. So when you attack, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, investigate. So to investigate, you have to create a colorless clue artifact token with pay to sacrifice this artifact and then draw a card. This one. So it's a double purpose. It has a draw card and an artifact generator. Yeah. Or token maker. So if Geneve is out, you could choose between a 2-1 between a 2/2 cat or a 3/1 dog. So next, another enchantment, rabble rousing. This would prevent you from being attacked because once this is out and this one, you have an automatic blocker because whenever you attack with one or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green. Sorry, this is different. Sorry. Whenever you attack, so it means you're the one you're the one who is attacking. You create that many 1/1 green and white white citizen creature tokens. Then if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost, the hideaway. So when you cast this, you have to hide away 5, and then you can you have to, from those 5 you have to choose, then it will be exiled, and then when you attack with 10 or more creatures, you may play that without paying its mana cost. So very powerful. So very important to Genie Fay, this one. So next is Prosperous Partnership. 3 to cast, 1 generic, 1 red, and 1 white. So another devotion to white. So we have a lots of devotion to white here. So if you're going to cast a Springjack Shepherd, it would make it's an advantage here. So when Prosperous Partnership enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. The top 3 untap creatures you control create a treasure token. So another treasure maker. So mana resource would not be a problem here. So it's an enchantment. Another enchantment. Next is Commander's Authority. So this one is a it's an aura. So enchanted creature has at the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 white human creature token on the battlefield. So I think you just have to um, attach this to a creature. You could attach this to Genie Fay or any creature you on the battlefield. Then it's an automatic. At automatic token maker on every upkeep. So if Jinifei is out, you could choose a from among the 2/2 green cat or a 3/1 green dog creature. So so and by the way, it's a 5 to cast, 4 generic and 1 white. Next, sa sorcery, unified front, 4 to cast, 3 generic and 1 white. Converge, put a 1/1 white core ally creature token on the battlefield for each color of mana spent to cast unified front. So Jinifei is a 3-color commander. So if you would cast this with a red, green, and white, you for four mana value, you get 3 1 white core ally creature token. Then if Jinifei is out, then it's a dog or a cat. It's for you to choose. Next, this is the increasing devotion. So put a 1/1 white human creature tokens onto the battlefield. So this is 5. Imagine 5. So this is for 5 mana. 3 generic and 2 whites. So if increasing devotion was cast from a graveyard, so it has flashback, a flashback of flashback 9 mana value. Then if increasing devotion was cast from a graveyard, put 10. So imagine 10. 10 human creature tokens. And again, Jinifei, with Jinifei, it could be 30 damage. Then if you want haste, if you could attack, if you want to finish off someone, you can use this. Then you can put a 20 power on the battlefield. Increasing devotion. Next, instant. X and 3 whites. Put X 2/1 white cat creature tokens onto the battlefield. Shuffle whites into its owner's stack. So after when you cast this, so for example, X is equals to 5. So you're gonna create and then after that, you won't have to put this into the graveyard. Instead, you're going to shuffle it into your library. So if you're lucky, you could cast another in the latter part of the game. You could cast it. You could cast it again. So we have so many token generators here in this deck. So ayan. Secure the waste. Next is secure the waste. Put X 1/1 white warrior creature token on the battlefield. It's a instant. So what? One thing about instant, you can cast it on on the end step of your opponent. So you could attack on your combat phase. So instant are very powerful token generators. Imagine end step of your opponent, then you're going to cast secure the waste. You're going to put 10. Then you would choose a 3/1 green dog creature. Imagine that. So here, another token generators for only 2 mana. Raise the alarm. Put 2/1/1 white soldier creature tokens on the battlefield. So next, March of the Multitudes. It has convoke For convoke, your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for one mana of the creature's color. So this is a token deck, so you have a lot of tokens. So you could cast this using your creatures. So create X11 White Soldier creature tokens with lifelink. So this one has lifelink. So instead of White Soldier creature tokens, you're going to get if you want, a dog or a cat. Or you could also choose one soldier tokens. So they're powerful. Instant, called the Copper Cats. This is the same. Um, so if this one has a strive, this spell costs 2 more to cast for each target beyond the first. So choose any number of target opponents. Create X11 creature tokens, or X is the number of creatures those opponent controls. So imagine if you have an opponent that is using the Krenko deck. So Krenko deck, we all know Krenko deck. Krenko can generate so many creature tokens. So imagine he attacks you, and then you have a mana. So all you have to do is cast this. Then with that, um, so most of the Goblin decks are only 1/1. So you're going to cast this. Then if if he attacks you with 20 goblins, then you could also create 20 creatures. It's up to you. When Jinnifer is out, you could choose between a dog or a cat, and then you have an automatic blocker. So this one called the Copper Cats. Yeah, we'll just move it here, right here. Next is Halo Fountain. So this is an artifact. 3 to cast, 2 generic and 1 white. So if you're going to here tap and pay 1, you have untap at untap a tap creature you control, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. For for two for two white mana, untap tap two creatures you control, then you could draw a card. So another resource. And then for 5 white mana, then you have to tap this, untap 15 tap creatures you control, and you win the game. So this is one of the win cons in this deck. So imagine if you have 15 tap creatures you have to untap 15 creatures you control. So this one is powerful. Yes. It's a win con. Automatic win con. Next is Regal Caracal. So this is an anthem effect. So other cards you control get +1/+1 and have lightning. So when you cast this, when it enters the battlefield, you can create 2/1/1 white cat creature tokens with lightning. There. So it's an anthem effect of +1/+1 and have lifelink. Don't forget that. This one is an angel soldier, 5 to cast. So whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on that creature. So imagine, whenever another creature power 2. So imagine making 10 2/2 green cat creature. Then you have to put 2 +1/+1 counters. It's going to have a 4 total of 4 power. Imagine it. So if you generate 10, you have uh, a total of 40 power on board. Next is Risk the Redeem. It's a classic card. So this is a one to cast. It's either a green or a white. So it has a activated ability of uh, three, uh, two generic and a white or a green. You could create a green and white elf warrior creature token. Another powerful one. And then if you're going to use the second ability, which is for generic and a white or a green, for each creature token you control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So imagine you have 10 creature token. You have to only pay 6 and activate, then it will double. It's very powerful. So next is Requiem Angel. This one is a little bit um, having a high mana value because it is a 6 to cast, 5 generic and 1 white. Whenever another, it has flying by the way. Whenever another non-spirit creature you control dies, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield. So um, imagine there's a board wife, and then this one you cast this one is out, and then somebody board wife. Then for each of that, for, for each of those, because it's a non-spirit creature, for sure, because it's only going to be a dog or a cat. You have you're going to put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield. So with flying, it has evasion. So say more, um, he'll say more value than this. This is value because imagine doing a board wipe, then it would clear the board. Then on your next, and when it's your turn, you could attack, could immediately attack. So next is one of my favorite cards, Leonin War Leader. So Leonin War Leader is a 4 to cast, 2 generic and 2 whites. Whenever Leonin War Leader attacks, create 2/1/1 white creature cat 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lightning that are tap and attacking. So this is one of my favorite cards. Yes. Next is Krenko, Teen Street Kingpin. So whenever Krenko, Teen Street Kingpin attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to Krenko's power. So another powerful token generator. Whoa. So next is Gilded Goose. So this is only one to cast for a green mana. So with it, when Gilded Goose enters, you're going to create a food token, and then on your next turn, um, you have to pay 2, then tap, then you can create a food token. And then it has also the ability of sacrifice a food token, add 1 mana of any color. Next is, what's this? Mycolot. Is this Mycolot? Mycolot. Alright. So it is 5 to cast, 3 generic and 2 green. It has Devour 2. As this enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. So you're going to sacrifice any number of creatures. Imagine 10 creatures or 5. Then This creature enters the battle with twice that many +1 counters on. So imagine if you're going to sacrifice 5, it has going when this enters, it's going to be it, it will going to have a 10 +1 counters. No, at +1 10 +1 counters. Yes. So this would be 14 power. So uh, if my Colot would survive the next turn, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 green sap ruling creature token for each +1 counter on my Colot. So it's going to be 14 1/1 sap ruling creature. So very powerful. Next is Arasta of the Endless Web. So um, this one is specifically for blue players. So we all know that blue players loves to cast instant and sorcery. So we're going to take advantage of that. So instead, if they're going to cast a instant or a sorcery, you're going to create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Next is Brazen Freebooter. So when it enters, you create a creature treasure token for a for 4 mana, 3 generic and 1 red. So that's I think that's enough token makers. So next, we need some gain life strategy. So another classic card, Impassioned Orator for 2 mana value, 1 generic and 1 white. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So very catchy. Then Camaraderie, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. So, and then creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So imagine you could attack also. Rite of Harmony, whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, this turn draw a card. And it has flashback. So whenever, so if you're going to cast this, and uh, then after that you're going to cast Secure the Ways. So for 5 or 7, and you're going to draw 7. Imagine that. So another draw card is Welcoming Vampire. Welcoming Vampire. Whenever one or more other creatures you control with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So this ability triggers only once each turn. So not bad for a, we need this for a draw card. So Rumor Gatherer. Um, Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Now, the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card. So you could scry and then draw a card. Yes, because it's for sure that you will always get this second creature. So it's an automatic draw. So next is Beanie Brax. It has Convoke. So creatures you control can help cast Beanie Brax. So basically it's a 4 to cast, but since it Convoke, it's we have so many creatures. This is an automatic include in this token deck on all token decks. So at the beginning of each end step, if you create a token this turn, draw a card. So Next, this is a board wipe. Um, so put X11 white soldier creature tokens into play. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other tokens. So I'm sure that so after you board wipe, you're going to automatically have another um, board presence with this one, because if it's 5 or more, you're going to create 5 or more. You're going to create a 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Next is we have to protect, since we have um, so many board presence, like so many creatures, then we have to protect them. So creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. Then it has an addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and they gain vigilance. So it's a finisher and a protection at the same time. Protection. Make a stand. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gains indestructible. It's another finisher. Next, this one is a Trostani Celestia's Voice. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So it's a gain life, and then uh, it's it has a an important ability, populate. So it can double your creature tokens for for activation, for an activation of 3 mana. So it can double your tokens. So next is oh sorry. So the next is removal. For this one, I didn't include that many removals. So this one, Naya Charm. So for 3 to cast, Naya Charm deals 3 damage to target creature. Choose one. Return target card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. And next is tap all creatures target player controls. So it can also finish one of your opponents. Aura Mutation. So it destroys enchantment. And with that, you're also going to create an X11 green, where X is that mana enchantment's mana value. Same with Artifact Mutation, but this one is for 2 to cast also, and this it destroys artifact. So imagine you're going to destroy an artifact like a 5 mana value artifact, then you're going to create 1/1 green suffering 5/1/1 green suffering creature tokens. Wow. So the classic targeted removal, Path to Exile, and Swords of Plowshares. I didn't put that many uh, targeted removal because I just felt that we have so many features, and I think putting many removals, it's not needed anymore, because I think they're going to be problematic with the amount of creature tokens we're going to generate. So next is Witty Rose Master for 3 to cast, for 3 mana value, 2 generic and 1 red. Whenever another creature enters a battlefield under your control, Witty Rose Master deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this one's also powerful. This Frontline Medic. So it's a battalion. Whenever Frontline Medic and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control are indestructible. So this one is indestructible. Your creatures are going to be indestructible. So this one is very hard to evade. So sacrifice Frontline Medic, counter target spell with X in its mana cost unless its controller pays 3. Also has a counter option. Uh, Udrik Master Tactician. It's one of the most important card in this deck. So it will uh, it will it has an evasion. So you're going to decide if your opponent will block or not. So this one is a one of the win cons here. So whenever Odric Master Tactician and at least 3 other creatures attack, you you choose which creatures block this combat and how this creature and how those creatures block. So of course you're not going to decide to block. Um, you're not going to, or you could just decide to block one creature and then the other uh, will be unblocked. So next, this one is also one of the MVPs here. Marisi, Breaker of the Coil. So your opponents can't cast a spell during your combat. So during your combat, no more Ink Shield, no heroic intervention, no opponent would cyclonic rift. So this one is important. It's one of the MVPs here. Another win con. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, go each creature that player controls. So you're going to this one is out. Then if you're going to deal damage to your opponent, um, they can't attack you. So imagine that one. So next is Song of Freyalis. So this one is also another win con because um, it is a saga. Then on the first saga, until your first 2 sagas, you can use your creatures to add 1 mana of any color. So it's like a what's that card? What's that card? I forgot that card. That green card. It's a 2 to cast that allows your creatures to be mana dork. Oh my god. So if you know that card, just put it on the comment section. Forgot. So and then the third saga, I forgot. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and those creature gains vigilance, trample, and indestructible. So a very powerful enchantment. Very important too. One of the win cons here. So we already have 5 win cons. So next is intangible virtue. So creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Next is Beastmaster Ascension. Uh, so whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get 5 +5/+5. So another win con. So go on to the next. So this one is one of their insurance policy. So congregate, uh, 4 mana value, 3 generic and 1 white, and it's an instant. So if one of your opponents have the board wipe and you have this one, so target player gains 2 life for each creature in the battlefield. So you have 15 or 20 or more creatures. So cast this, then you got 40 life back. So next is Cabaretti Charm. Cabaretti. So it's a Naya for a Naya. So choose only one. Cabaretti Charm deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. So this is one of the targeted removal. So, or Planeswalker. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gains trample. And create to another token gen. So see, you have a 3 option on how you're going to use this. So it's one of the options is another token generator. So next is Renata, Call to the Hunt. So its power will depend on the creatures you control. So each other creature you control enters the battle with an additional +1/+1 counter. So next is Pride Sovereign. So another anthem effect. Feline Sovereign, another anthem effect then for cats and dogs. Whenever one or more cats you control deals combat to a player, destroy up to one target artifact. So it's another targeted removal. So I have 4 targeted removal here. So this one is included for that and this Cabaretti Charm. So it has 6. Then another MVP here in the card is Jetmir, Nexus of Revels. So it is only 4 mana value. Then creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures. Next is creatures you control also get +1/+0 and have Trample as long as you control 6 or more creatures. Then the last one is creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Double Strike. So as long as you have control 9. So if you have 9 or more creatures, it's going to be 3 +3/+0 and it has Trample, Vigilance, and Double Strike. So another win con. Gala Greeters for 2 to cast. Whenever another creature enters a battle under your control, choose one. So you could only choose one. So it's either +1/+1 counter on Gala Greeters or create a tap treasure token or you gain 2. So that's it. Next is my land base. So for my land base, I prepared 37 lands. So I have a command tower and some slow fetch, slow fetch lands. Blighted Steep, Grassland, Evolving Wilds, and I also prepared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plains because majority of the dex composition is white. So next is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 forests. Then Windbeast Hikes, Slayer Stronghold for Anthem effect and Vigilance and Haste to give your creatures haste. Then Temple. This is a Skyland. Canopy Visa, Timber Hordes, Woodbound Crowd, Trilands, Jungle, Fury Calm Snarl, and Temple of Triumph, Skylands. So that's it. So this is my first ever Commander deck tech. So Ginny Fey, one of my favorite commander, but yeah, one of the most powerful token generator. So if you have any suggestions, you can put a comment on what do I have, what do I did not put that has to be here. But for me, taking advantage of the ability of Ginny Fey is one of the goal to win. So to win this So I have put many token generators. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that I could make more EDH deck. So I still have more EDH deck. So if you have any suggestion, you could put that on the comment, um, because it's my first time doing um, Magic the Gathering EDH deck. Yeah. You could also comment your questions. So here I have also this one, the tokens, a dog, cat, food, treasure, yes. So thank you for watching, and see you again, Marvel fans. Oh, okay. Uh, EDH fans, or Magic fans, or MTG fans. So, bye.